Insurance is a very difficult equation to solve. I've been working on it for 7 years. I've been working my master's thesis on it. Just a short and sweet of it all. Currently, insurance companies in Michigan have the ability to file a rate and use it. There's no ability from the OFR chair, Office of Financial Insurance Regulators, to accept or reject that that policy or that price when an insurance agent issues you when they actually issue you your policy. You cannot continue to allow insurance companies to file rates and use them. The insurance commissioner currently has 30 days to accept or reject that rate, but if it's already in use, how does that commissioner have any power over that rate? That is a huge problem. Also, today here in the state of Michigan, insurance companies have to pay all medical benefits. There is no option or ability for the actual customers to choose the medical reimbursement rate, so to speak. That is called the Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association. So it is unlimited, mandatory, unlimited. If you're going to get a decent policy or a policy that is affordable, so to speak, I hate using the word affordable, but reasonable, we'll start there. You cannot allow insurance companies to file a rate and use it, and there needs to be more choice on the actual personal injury protection or within the Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association. And also the MCCA needs to be open to the public. Currently, you cannot FOIA any documents from the MCCA. That is a huge problem. So we don't really know how much money they actually have in the MCCA currently today. It's not an easy equation to solve. I have a hard time trying to answer that question in, say, 30 seconds or less. But if you really want to have a real discussion on insurance, please see me over on the side. We can really get into a number of the quote-unquote, the devil in the details, so to speak, when it comes to property casualty insurance.
Question for Mr. Hood. What plans do you have for keeping our college graduates in Michigan to promote job creation?
Well, thank you. Good morning once again. Afternoon. Real quickly, I lose River Rouge, I lose Southwest Detroit, and I want to say that hopefully being elected, I'll be representing Belvedere and you over there, back there at Belvedere High School. But to keep our students here in Michigan, number one, we have to make, going back to what I said earlier, we have to make the education affordable. And I think that that takes care of most of your problem of keeping kids here. Or I'll say kids, keeping our children here. None of us want to have to get on a plane and go visit our children, our grandchildren in another state, or they have to come to us. But if we start creating an educated workforce, a highly educated workforce, then the jobs will come to us. That's what I think. Because if we continue to put out a product, companies will look at this state and say, we're doing our recruiting, but we have to move people from Michigan to wherever that company is. But when they start looking at it, it'd be more cost effective if they just move to here and just pick up the resources that we have coming out of our great higher education communities. So I think that in a roundabout way, that takes care of itself. Making sure that we make the education affordable, making sure that we give them the education, and then I think that they will take in that and they will stay at home. Most don't want to leave home. But as far as like putting stipulations on if you get X amount of dollars, etc., you can incentivize them that way. But sometimes that takes away from the American way. The American way is that you can go live wherever you want to live in America. But we must put money into our educational system, and I think that that will take care of keeping our kids here in the state of Michigan.
Next question. What are the biggest issues facing Wayne County voters? And we'll start with Mr. Keller on this.
I'm sorry, would you read that over?
What are the biggest issues facing Wayne County voters?
Boy, that's a big one. I think one of the things is in our high schools, they're not taught enough of the political system to get them interested in an early stage of their life. In Germany, there's not a kid that graduates from high school that doesn't know all about politics because they are taught that in high school. Tell me, how much education have you young people received in high school? Do you think you received enough about politics? Raise your hand. There's your answer.
Coleman Young is itching us a bit to get to this one. Come on up, Coleman.
Hello, everybody. First of all, listen, I just want to say, I think the number one issue facing Wayne County voters is work. I think it's putting people back to work. I think that's the number one issue facing everybody is how am I going to get a job? You know, and I think that's something that we really need to focus on here in Lansing. I think it's putting people back to work. I think that's the number one issue. I also think it's fixing our school system as well. I also think that we need to make sure that Morris eloquently spoke of, Senator Hood, talking about college education, especially in terms of student debt. I think we are loading up our students with way too much debt. I think that is I think it's almost criminal what we're doing in terms of our children being able to achieve their dreams. They're not going to be able to be the future doctors, the future lawyers, the future engineers, the future teachers, the future politicians, God bless you, going out there if they have all this debt. They can go bankrupt and still not get a student debt. So I think that's, I know it's more of a federal issue, but I think that's a major issue to make our colleges more affordable, but more importantly, just putting people back to work. And so I'm really just thankful for the Southern Wayne County Regional Chamber. I know I got that wrong the first time. I'm so glad I get to come up here to correct myself this time. You know, I think that's why it's so important to have, you know, organizations like this here. So young people have an opportunity to be able to have that by being with future leaders, by being with Sandy Mall. And so I'm just so thankful to be here again, but I think that's what we need to do. We need to put Michiganders and Wayne County back to work.
Mr. McNeil, what are the biggest issues facing Wayne County voters?
Well, Coleman said education's really high, but if you're not being taught the basics, it doesn't matter how cost it is. It could be $10,000 an hour, you're not going to learn. The problem with Wayne County is we have two groups. We have us and them, and we don't like them getting what we have. And this has got to stop. We don't know who the commissioners are. We don't know who's in charge. We barely know who the mayor is. We got to stop this. We're all together in the same boat, and we all need to know that either the boat sinks or it floats. I'd rather have the boat floating. I don't know anybody here, but I want the boat floating, where we are either part of the solution or part of the problem. Who wants to be part of the problem? Nobody. Who wants to be part of the solution? Raise your hand. Yeah, everyone will be part of the solution. So let's be part of the solution. We can make Wayne County much better, but we have to make sure the people who are in charge, we put in charge, listen to us, not do what they want to do. Thank you.
When Young, same question.
You know, I've spent a lot of time on education, and I think it's great that that's been a big part of today's conversation. And I think one of the things that downriver, Wayne County in general, I think is making sure that we build and support a strong education culture. I think it's absolutely critical that we set a high standard for our young people and then support them to getting there. I think that there's things that the state needs to do in terms of supporting our schools, in setting some clear standards and guidelines for all of our students to try to get to. But I think really it's at the community level, and I need to play my role, and we all need to play our roles in terms of making sure that we build a strong education culture and foundation for our young people, and then support them. And you know, I think that just seeing some of the young people that I've run across in my time as a legislator and as a candidate and all those sorts of things, I think we have great young people, and you know, you guys can go places, and we just need to be there to support you, and we need to help you and give you that little push. And you know, the college affordability piece is huge. So I think education is really one of the things the state has a huge role in. Now, local school districts and other folks, you know, they provide the education, but at the end of the day, it's in the state constitution. It's one of our requirements in terms of providing for an education system in Michigan. Thank you.
Well, thank you, the audience, for giving the candidates a little extra time today to each have an opportunity to answer a question. As a reminder to the schools, please stay afterwards for your photos to be taken with the candidates. We'll be over here by the drapes. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors and our candidates for making this forum possible. And if you'd please stand up and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming, and grab your green flyer on the China trip on the table on your way out.
I like you. 1933. What was the first?
let's do this, sir. Easy. He said he's gonna stop by that one place.
Okay, calm down. Calm down. Sorry. Don't yell at me. I guess we're team leader now. It's just spark water everywhere. How do you think the floor feels about this? The floor is probably great. Oh, really? I want to hear this great speech. Can I hear your great speech? I might be. I bet you it was probably going to be the best. I've been praying. Okay, listen, I'm trying to pick up the stuff I said I was going to get. I don't know about you, but I said I was going to pick up that. What's Patrick? No, I picked up my See, even him and the giggles so bad. No, Josh didn't tickle me and he's never tickled me before. When I get tickled, I just can't stop laughing afterwards. And I was like, what happened was I was taking, I had a swallow. I was taking selfies to myself. But anyway, stop taking selfies, stop taking selfies. I'm like, and I was laughing for like a solid 10 minutes. I could not stop. I even was and then I looked at him and I started laughing again. And he just looks at me and he goes, what happened? And I'm like, you tickled me, and I got thinking. No, he didn't care though. He was like, it's cute. I told him, I was like, honestly, I love that. I get hyper.
Well, somewhere, somewhere, when I was our kids.
Oh, that's right. You want to tell them that?
I don't know.
You want to tell them that you love somebody picked them up.
I'll claim it. I don't think
You guys did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
I always appreciate it when you table.
I thought they forgot to serve, so I kept looking for the serve out, and I thought,
No, I was.
they must have forgotten.
That's because it's always nice to
What I said. Even I got one, I didn't eat, but I got there. I didn't know you were here. I got in so quick and had a coffee. I saw that. I got here earlier. I saw what you were doing. I'll see you.
That way there's someone else there. Okay, I feel like
No, he's off the machine.
I'm 30 or 10, yeah, 10:30 I got here. I've been teaching my Amber was here.
She was here.
I feel like I don't have the power to like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, I saw her.
So that's why I'm because I feel like I'm ready. Yeah. It's just like I want it. Well, I don't know that question.
Oh, yeah, I know it was. Just got your
Oh my gosh, Haley and Sarah. Every time they're put in a room together, they don't do anything. So I wonder, like, why do they put them in a room together? Like, why?
Right, no. This is what it is. Oh, good.
Oh yeah, that salad bowl is really big. That's good stuff. Casey did that.
I know. I was just trying to price you. I was trying to put some prices
You get your own flight to JFK. You know when you have to. And that's what they did. And so I would go on and I think 2:34. The only reason I remember.
Oh, you get to New York.
2:34. That was my round trip to JFK. They could yeah.
You can even go the night before if you want to hang out.
Yeah, Jackie and some of the ones from up further north.
I know that. It's still pretty far away. Yeah,
It would have been.
that's far.
Probably not anymore.
If we go again.
And to the staff, thank you. You were very good cleaning our plates. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, probably not until next town hall. Oh, no, I think I'll come in before town hall. No, well, November. Yes, and then town hall will be in the same meeting. And then there's 2 times. Aren't you ever lucky? Oh, please. I have to take my nap. Good job. Good job, kid.
And it was, well, it was a big market. No, you're I learned it. Yeah, well, I wrote it.
Bring like